As promised, we have our second industry lightning talk. So I'd like to welcome to the stage Jolliffe, who has been a director of technology at RUH AI for 30 years, I believe, or has 30 years experience.
30 years experience.
30 years experience. And he is here to talk about the use of AI not to replace humans, but to improve our capabilities.
Is the mic on? We're good. It's pretty hard to follow that last act, so I'll do what I can as I do a live demo and live on the edge. I didn't really plan this, but my demo was with a nonprofit. I have a nonprofit that helps with Copilot AI adoption, and after seeing that last presentation there, I'm like, oh, well, I don't want to steal their thunders, but it was quite good. Alrighty, we got it. Here we go. Okay, so that's me. And what we're going to cover today is we're going to cover the 5-in-1 Copilot tool set, which consists of 5 key components. We have chat, search, agents, notebooks, and create app. Now, this was my plan until Microsoft decided to blow it up. And if anybody has any experience with Microsoft technologies these days, especially around AI, they're constantly changing. And it means that we have to change. We have to be adaptable and curious on a regular basis. So today we're going to cover chat, notebooks, and create. And we're going to do a day in the life of Dan Mock, who is a delivery manager at Turn. Let me just switch it. Here we go. So this is the Copilot Microsoft 365 Copilot interface, if you haven't seen it. And I'll just do a brief little run through around what this is. The number one thing that Microsoft gives you with Copilot is it gives you security. Everything it's recoverable, it's litigation hold, it is protected, it's not added to LLMs, and that little green shield up there shows you that that's what's happening. This is new right now, is that you now have the ability to switch which models you're using. And they added ChatGPT 5.2 as soon as it came out, so we have some options here. I'm just going to leave it on auto. Another key thing to take into account is the fact that we have 2 modes up here, work mode and web mode. Web mode uses the entire internet as its context, whereas work mode, which is what we're going to work in, uses everything inside your organization. So all your email, your documents, your chats, your Teams calls, your phone calls if you use Teams as your enterprise phone system. So this is Dan's first day. He has been onboarded but not onboarded. He was just given this software. Like most people who start at companies, they say, we're using Microsoft, here you go, figure it out. We're going to do live, so let's see what happens. There we go. So I just started, what should I be working on, and who do I actually report to? And what it's doing here is just doing a little search as to what Dan got. And what happened here is that Dan actually got an email from his boss, me. And in the email, he got some tasks. And so we're not even in the email, we're just in the chat interface, and it automatically knows what's going on. We have links to all the different things that are going on. So the big thing that Dan has to do is he needs to review the Turn Turbo program. And this is part of a framework that Turn has for deploying Microsoft 365. And so what happened is this company, or this member, sorry, because we're a member-funded nonprofit, Org Levy has been accepted into the VDS Boost program, which may seem similar to some of you if you guys have heard some of the local organizations and what they're doing. And it gave us a bit of a description here of the different things that's going on. So what I'm going to do here is actually, let's go through the tasks. Everything here is hyperlinkable, it's clickable. And we need to actually draft a LinkedIn post that's done in our voice. And it gives us an option right here at the bottom to do that. So I'm going to click it and see what happens. So remember, this is a person who's brand new to the company, doesn't know how the organization works, they should know what their values are, but not really fully aligned with what's going on. And it came up with a pretty slick LinkedIn post. And if you didn't notice up top, there was a requirement for lots of emojis because I like emojis for anybody that follows me on LinkedIn. There you go, emojis, lots of them. and 3 key deliverables. And it's also asking for an infographic, which we'll do next. But I mean, this looks pretty good. What I have here is I have the ability to actually save this to a notebook, or actually recent pages. We'll do it to new page. Right? And pages is a spot within the environment that you can fine-tune things and share them, pass the information around. What I'm actually going to do here is nope, they have changed it. Like I said, live demos, things change. So I will leave that as it is. And what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to go over to, as we saw, it did ask, one of our requirements was to create an infographic based on what the Turbo framework is, as we see right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over into the Microsoft Copilot Create application. And what this is pretty similar to Canva, which I'm pretty sure many people are aware of. This is the live part where we're waiting. Design an infographic. So what you can do is you can pick one of these ones that kind of runs along the lines of what you want to do. I'm going to take this one right here. And we're going to title it the Turbo Boost Framework. And we want TURBO. What is that? TURBO, 5 letters. 5 steps. 5-letter definitions. Or no, let's see. With what the 5 letters Turbo stand for. Okay. And the other thing we're going to do here is just, I'll edit this, and we have the ability to pick brand. Now this is really interesting. One thing they have in here is that you can create the brand kit for your organization. And the brand kit includes all the colors, the font sizes, it includes a description of who the organization is. So the idea is you're creating any graphics or anything within here, you can use the brand kit to ensure that everything stays aligned with what your organization is doing. Pick that, and I'm going to hit create. Now while that is creating, and that might take a little bit for it to do its thing, let's put it over to the side. And I just want to show a little bit about Microsoft Outlook, about some features in here that people might not be aware of. So this is the email that Dan received. And what's really cool, I think, that's happening now is that Microsoft is starting to embed all kinds of organizational information everywhere. And what we've got in here is this shows all my contact information. It shows skills that I have. This is something Microsoft is starting to embed within 365 is the skills that people have within the organization, so you can actually use the AI tools to align skills with projects. Also shows who direct reports are, it's connected to your LinkedIn profile, and then messages that might have gone back and forth, and some files that have been shared. And how is our image coming along here? It's getting close. So we'll get out of here. And here is the original email. And as we can see, we can also do a summary. And this is quite a big time saver. It's not necessarily on this short email, but on much bigger ones. One place that I've seen this work really, really, really well is within the construction industry around change orders, whereby there's a big massive thread where things get all over the place, things get changed, and they're really, really hard to follow. I can say that when I was in the industry, we'd have some email with 100 messages in the thread, and you're like, where do I start? Where do I end up? And the summary does a really good job of following that all the way through. As you can see, T stands for target. Set objectives. It's going a little bit slower than I thought. Oh, it's starting to speed up here. So this is what Turbo stands for, right? We've got the U, understand, assesses needs, refine, develop strategy, build, implement a plan. We're almost there. And I'll just, while that's happening, I'll do a little bit more showing you what's down the side here. This is the 365 interface, as I mentioned, and we have agents down here, which we won't get into today. But what I really wanted to show was that, Copilot with its secure, compliant capabilities and how everything is integrated, you're not copying and pasting stuff from different products. You don't have to worry about data leakage, multiple usernames and passwords to manage. And it just makes life a lot easier and much more efficient. Now, that is the end of what I wanted to show as a demo. And curious as to see if there's any questions or if I really got all of you guys sorted out on this. No? Yes?
I have a question. So, when I was like a while ago, I tried doing the free trial of Google Gemini, and if I wanted to be more productive, I basically wanted to integrate things like, I don't know, working on Google Docs into my workflow, and I thought moving AI over so that would make me more productive. So I looked into Google Apps Activity, and in order to turn that on, you have to allow, like, if you turn on Google Apps Activity, you're anonymously sending bits of your data over to the developers at Google so that they can train their models. Does Copilot do a similar thing or no?
Not in a business environment. Everything is your data. It's completely secured within there. It's not used trained models. It's not leaked. The other thing, too, is that it's completely compliant with any sort of ISO, SOC 2, and those other frameworks. And this is the reason why I selected Microsoft when looking at the landscape a couple years ago is, you've got all these products out there and they're all competing for something, and that is your eyes and your money. And Microsoft being the world's largest software distribution company, they had a bit of a head start. And they're not in the business of taking your data and making money off of it. They're in the business of selling you software. Whereas Google and other organizations like them, they're really about your data and mining it for money. So that's where it sets apart. Yes?
It's the way of the benefits within an organization. So one of the issues I face is I work with data that potentially people kill. So you don't want it in the organization. Is there a way to fence it off just so it's in our little group that still have these type of?
Yes, so one beautiful thing about Copilot is that every single thing in there, every query or question you ask it, it can only access what you can access. So if you can access it, it can access it on your behalf. So it's built in with regular permissions, role-based access control, and then you can also layer on top of it your governance compliance, and it does conform to all of those. You're welcome.
Okay, can we, thank you. Can we get a round of applause for Anu? Thank you so much for your talk.